whispers, my doubts, my clouded feelings, chased away my darkest pain. Inside I feel my spirit rising, emotions mended by wounds.
Good evening, everybody. Let's set this up. Thank you for that. Thank you. Hello, Charlie. Welcome to our last new moon of 2022. Hello, Track. Welcome to Fireside. And hello, Jax. I like to start as soon as anybody walks in the room. I'm so grateful that you're here. Welcome to Moon Magic and Mindfulness with Grace, your 2022 motivational and strategic segment here on Fireside, where we get to meet every Moon Day, Monday, to talk about the week, to strategize about what we're trying to create. We have done so much since we launched on Lionsgate on August 8th of 2022, and it's been quite the journey. I am so happy. And in 2 weeks, we are going to launch season 2 with Moon Magic and Mindfulness with Grace 2023 agenda/journal, which is available now on Amazon. So go get it if you want to participate. I'm so excited to be able to do all of this together in community and help each other as accountability partners, be in each other's be on each other's tracks as we strategize and follow along all of these amazing celestial events that happen. And Taryn is here. Welcome, Taryn. And Shannon. Hello, everybody. What a beautiful week it already is, because you're all here and I'm so grateful for you. So we are here to discuss, as you know, the moon cast for the week. I like to talk about where the moon is as it moves from zodiac sign to zodiac sign about every 2 to 3 days. And as you all know, I'm not an astrologer. I like to follow the Chani app or Jessica Leynado, who's been in the astrology business for over 20 years, and she is fantastic. Definitely recommend that you find her Ghost of a Podcast or on Instagram. And she's incredible. I love all of her work and her insight, especially when it comes to making sense of some of the political things that are happening, or making sense of the big life things that happen, like in Iran, and protests, or just horrible things that happen in society. And she really breaks it down to, this is happening, or this could be expected because of what's happening out there in the universe. And it's just so fascinating, because honestly, you can be a Christian, you can be a Buddhist, you can be whatever, and you might still, right? Let's just be honest. You'll still be affected by all of these celestial events and what happens out there in the universe, because it's a magnetism type of thing, right? So when they move and how they move really affects how the earth is just moving and the things that happen. And it's just so fascinating. I don't even know where to begin with that. But what I was trying to say, and hello, Adam, thank you for joining us. What I was trying to get to is the moon cast. So I like to begin with an overview of where the moon is, because aside from the astrology of the week, which can be very complicated, as you know, it goes from sign to sign and the planets and whatnot. Mars is still in retrograde, for example, until January 12th. Mercury is about to go into retrograde later this week. So there's like a lot going on there. The moon moves from sign to sign every 2 to 3 days. And I like to discuss just an overview of what that energy could feel like. Nothing that I say is one and done, or applies to all, or one size fits all. It's simply a question of be aware of this and see if it resonates, and leave it if it doesn't resonate, right? Just like everything else. And so we begin the week with the moon in Scorpio, which we have discussed so much about Scorpio, and we have all learned so much about Scorpio this past Scorpio season, which is the one that, preceded Sagittarius season. And Scorpio is really about going in depth. So, for example, today and tomorrow, hello, Curtis, thank you for joining us. Today and tomorrow, you may not be in the mood for small talk. That's just one example of what the moon in Scorpio could feel like for you. Because Scorpio likes to go deep into deep conversations, deep thinking, live and philosophical type of things. And so when the moon, which handles the emotions and has to do with all of the emotional side of things as opposed to the logistical or egotistical side of things, when the moon is in Scorpio, then we're talking about, let's talk about where we are in a relationship. What are we? Let's get on with, defining what is going on with this energy that we have been spending. For those of you that are watching and have been on a few dates, what's going on there? You may want to define things as experience the energy of today and tomorrow with the moon in Scorpio. And then after Scorpio, it moves into Sagittarius. Right, we're right at the cusp, at the end of, I'm not sure cusp is the right word, so forgive me about that, but we're right at the end of Sagittarius season. On Wednesday, with the winter solstice, we transition into Capricorn season, which is a different energy. So the moon moves from Scorpio to Sagittarius, and Sagittarius has also been very interesting. We've talked about Sagittarius a lot during the season because it's very goal oriented. So the symbol or the sign for Sagittarius is that arrow. So think about the energy of being directed, the energy of feeling a little lost or a little out of place if you are lacking a direction, or if you are lacking a goal, or feeling like everybody else around you is so goal oriented. What is wrong with me? Or what am I doing wrong that I don't feel as motivated to set a goal or to be so directed? And so those types of logistical thought patterns may show up when the moon is in Sagittarius, because Sagittarius is all about that, right? And then it transitions into Capricorn along with the winter solstice, and it's gonna be beautiful because Capricorn is very organized. Capricorn loves to keep things tidy and very goal oriented as well, very loyal. And so that applies to your own endeavors as well. So, how are you being loyal to the plans that you set out to create, or the plans that you are, throwing out there into the universe to see what happens and hope for and pray for? How are you loyal, not just by saying, oh, next year I want to do this or that, but you show your loyalty to yourself by putting in the effort little by little to make those things come true. And that's the secret to manifestation, because nothing comes to life on its own. You have to sit down and create it, right? You have to sit down and put the pieces together, decide how long is it going to take. Give yourself the grace when, during the days that the moon is in Scorpio and you just don't feel like doing it because you're deep in your shame or feelings of unworthiness, or the things that happen when the moon is in Scorpio, and then, move on with your goal. It's so beautiful how we all just ebb and flow. Yay! And that's pretty much the moon, right? Because it affects the waves and it affects the water in the planet and the water in your body in a way that you just ebb and flow. So this is something that we all have in common, no matter who, what, where, or what you believe in. And that's one of the things that I love about this subject matter, is that it really does apply to all, whether you are aware of it or not. It's one of the things that just makes me so passionate about it. And then after the moon is in Capricorn, it's going to move into Aquarius, but this is going to be later in the week, all the way to Christmas Day. So we're going to be discussing that probably next Monday, because I don't know about you, but I will be here on the 26th, because 26 is not Christmas Day. And so we will have our very last episode of the year. We're going to round it nice with a bow and tie it with a bow with 24 episodes. Yay, look at us, 24 episodes since August. Now I'm wondering, since we're going to really start season 2, thank you for that. Since we're going to start season 2 with January 2nd and our group book launch, and I'm saying group because honestly it just wouldn't be the same without all of you that have purchased a book, and I want to say thank you for that. Absolutely, I'm so honored and grateful that you would purchase the book and join me in this journey. We're gonna go ahead and launch season 2 on January 2nd, yay, which is a moon day. So we're just going to roll right into it. I'm not going to take a break, because if you think about it, this show is just once a week, so I do get a break in between episodes. So I don't need like an extended break, right? There's just no need for that. So I don't know if you'll be here, but I'll be here next moon day for sure. So that is the Mooncast for the week. I am so excited to have this conversation with you, because today we are going to also dive into the energy or the logistics of the new moon in Capricorn that's happening this Friday. And that should be very interesting too. And I'm going to tell you why. The new moon, we've already learned, right, in this educational segment about the new moon and the full moon. The new moon is all about planting intentions. The new moon is all about figuring out the things that you want to bring to life. If you are like me and you're a Christian, or you have a religious practice or a spiritual practice, the new moon essentially equals, what are you praying for? And in the essence, or in the energy of the things that you're praying for, what are the actual seeds that you can plant, the efforts that you can really put into place little by little, so that you can move that wheel along? That's what the new moon is, right? In general, every single month there's a new moon. So every single month essentially is about the same thing. And we go month to month, creating little by little until, things come to life, like the book, right? And so you add to that the energy of Capricorn, because it's Capricorn season. But not just that, you have to really attach to it the beautiful energy of the winter solstice, which is happening on Wednesday, just 2 days before. The fact that it's the holidays and everybody's like, Christmas cheer, happy Hanukkah to those that are watching that are Jewish, everything all at once. So the new moon is really, it's like we are all with the thought of anything is possible. We are pondering next year is going to be the best year yet. We are pondering next year, I am done with fear. I am done with limiting beliefs. I am done with the unnecessary doubts. So we are kind of thinking big, but the kicker, or the contrast to it, is that Jupiter is in Aries, and Jupiter in Aries wants to remind you to not really project in a way that is unrealistic. And then in the process of doing that, shoot yourself in the foot or sabotage your progress. The thing about thinking really big is that we're really not used to approaching things from that big perspective. We like to break it down to bite sizes, if you will. I was going to say chewable pieces, but if it's a bite size, they're all chewable. So yeah, you know what I mean. We like to break it all down to bite size pieces so that we can then not be overwhelmed. Figure out how this one goal fits into an already busy life. How does this one thing I want to create that seems really far-fetched? And I know that the one of the examples that we tend to use a lot is the book creating. And the reason why this is a common example in this community is because a lot of us are writers, a lot of us are content creators, everyone has a book in them. You might have heard this before because everyone has a different story from the next person. And so everybody has the chance, or everybody has the potential, or absolutely everybody has, a story to tell. And so creating a book, I feel like it's one of those great examples. So let's ponder the thought that right now at the end of 2022 you're thinking next year is the year I'm going to write the book. That is it. I it's calling to me. I keep dreaming about it. Everybody keeps talking about books around me. So there's like books everywhere. Graciela put this book out. It's awesome. Let me go get it. Wink, wink. And so the question is, how are you going to ponder, oh, I'm going to go ahead and write that book, but I don't know where to start? And if you just think about, I'm just going to publish it and it's going to be great, and I'm just going to leave it out there in that thought, but you're not going to bring it home and reel it in a little bit and say, what is my book about? What is the theme? What is the message that I want to bring? So these are all bite-sized pieces that you can answer little by little and move that wheel along. And maybe you already have a title. Well, that's great. A title is awesome. First of all, a title is the last thing that a publisher cares about. In fact, your publisher may love your book and then say, I don't like this title, so we need to change it. So my recommendation is do not get attached to your title. And just think about it more as a working title that has room for improvement, room for dialogue, room for someone else's opinion to, give some pointers. But again, maybe you do get married to your title and you sabotage yourself because that's the title you want and that's all that you care about. And so the new moon in Capricorn is really calling us to think big and ponder the infinite possibilities. It's a brand new year, new me. It's going to be great. It's going to be big. And Jupiter in Aries says, but be realistic about it. Ponder your resources. Ponder your lifestyle. Ponder realistically the time that you have to put into that project. You don't want to look at having a full-time job, having a family to take care of. Maybe you're creating content on top of that. So let's say you have 5 things on your plate. You don't want to say, well, I'm going to write the book in 3 months and that's it. My book is going to be written in 3 months. So what is going to happen if 90 days roll by and your book is not written? What happens then is that you're going to then struggle with the feelings of unworthiness. Oh, I'm not good enough. Oh, I knew I wasn't going to be able to do it. What was I thinking? And so you sabotage yourself because you project way into the future instead of just being a little bit more realistic and bringing it a little bit more, to the reality of things. See, Capricorn is an earth sign as well. So Capricorn is really about projecting that idea and bringing it to life, bringing it down to reality. And sometimes a reality check says, it would be great for you to write the book now, but now it's not the time. Or it would be great for you to ponder writing this book now, but you should really take some time to learn about this other thing first and then write the book, right? I mean, you can't write about something you don't know about. So pondering all of these logistics, that's really what Jupiter in Aries brings as a contrast to this new moon that invites us to just go all out, especially with the festivity in the air, the energy of New Year celebrations. And I feel like collectively, this type of energy is contagious even if you don't celebrate Christmas in the traditional Christian sense, or even if you don't really care for New Year parties or New Year celebrations, even if it's been years since you last counted down from 10 to 0 and cared for fireworks. This type of collective energy is contagious. And maybe someone in your family is very excited, or the social media that you consume is telling you all about, new me, new year, new me, and all of these things. Resolutions is big. It's a big topic of conversation. Now, let me just tell you real quick before I let you all in. Welcome, Ray. Um, what do you think about New Year's resolutions? And I'll give you my opinion first, and then you're all invited to join me on stage and share. I feel like New Year's resolutions was something that I kind of put into place when I was a lot younger. I'm talking early 20s. And it was a struggle to keep up with them and then ponder those feelings of unworthiness or not being good enough because I slipped or I forgot about my New Year resolution because I got busy and distracted, right? And so ever since I've started doing this moon work, if we want to call it that, or really journaling with intention, which is one of the things that we do here, we journal with intention, meaning we use journal promptings, or we use a structure to journal, or we use guided journaling as opposed to just sitting down to free flow journal, right? So there's different types of journaling. We could do an episode all about that because there's a lot that can be discussed about that. But ever since I've been doing structured journaling or journaling with intention, which is what we do in this show, I've realized that New Year resolutions don't really play a part in my experience because I am constantly putting resolutions in play. And an example of that is every new moon. All of those intentions that you planned, you can see those as New Year resolutions or just resolutions in general. What are you committing to do or to create? What are you really putting an intention to manifest or to work hard at, or to simply just do better or do differently or not do? Ooh, let's talk about the other side of the coin. What are some things that you're simply just not bringing into 2023 because they don't serve you anymore? They're a waste of your time. They have proven to be ineffective, so on and so forth. Those are also resolutions, right? They become boundaries in a sense. Next year, I am going to stop consuming so much content. Okay, great. That's a great New Year resolution. How are we going to strategize so that you can really put that into play in a way that doesn't make you feel guilty about not really accomplishing it later on? That's a great New Year resolution because consuming content is just not as productive as we would want it to be. There's a lot of great content out there, but at the same time, there's a lot of doom scrolling that takes place in the process of finding that great content. And so, what if you were to narrow down the people that you follow to 100 accounts instead of thousands? Those of us that have thousands of accounts that we follow. I have 7,000 people that I follow on Instagram, and I don't even know who they are. I don't even know where they are. Because every single day when I open my Instagram, I see the same beautiful faces, and I love that I see the same people every day, and I don't know where the rest 7,000 people are. So how about I narrow that down to just 100 people? How would that help me? How would that benefit me? These are the things to ponder in the new year. And I feel like that was a lot. But one last thing that we do in this show is we like to ponder 1 week at a time. I know I'm talking a lot about the new year, but that's really because of the new moon. We like to ponder and to strategize 1 week at a time. So the question every single week is the same. What are you looking forward to create this week? What do you need more of? If you're really stressed about the holidays, then maybe you're looking forward to create more moments of mindfulness where you can just be at ease with yourself, right? If you are lonely in some type of way, then maybe you're looking forward to create more moments of interaction with community. If you are kind of feeling guilty because it's the end of the year and you did not accomplish some of the things that you had set out to accomplish, then maybe you're looking forward to create more moments of strategic thinking so that you can figure out how to create what you were set out to create in the beginning. So that's always the question. And you're all welcome to share. So I'm going to go ahead and invite everyone Obviously. Ray, it's been so long since you joined us. Welcome, welcome. Curtis, I'm so happy that you're here. Taryn, I got your little gift in the mail and it was beautiful. I'm so sorry I didn't bring it to the table, and now going to get it is a bit inconvenient, but I'm so grateful. Charlie has joined us and Adam as well. Oh my goodness, all of these gentlemen, and Shannon is up here. Okay, so let's go ahead. Let's go in order. So if you don't mind, I'm going to mute you while we speak with Charlie really quick. Thank you, Curtis. Hi, Charlie. How are you doing? Welcome. Happy Moon Day.
Hey, how's it going? How you doing?
I'm doing great. I'm so happy that you're here. Welcome.
Thank you. It's been a while.
It has been a while. How have you been?
I've been all right. Just working on some things, taking some personal time, getting some things done.
Yeah, well, that's very important. I'm glad that you did that for yourself.
Always, all the time.
So, what are your thoughts on this new moon? What are you looking forward to create? What seeds are we planting for you? This is the point where, as you know, because this is the new moon episode, we're going to go ahead and journal and then paint over it. I'm sorry I didn't get into that, but Charlie's going to go ahead and kick us off with that. Charlie, what are we planting for you today?
Hmm. Let's see. I've been you know what I've been doing? This is kind of cool. So it kind of gives to what you're talking about. I've
Mhm.
been trying to make new forms of meditation
Mm.
for manifestation. And it might be a little bit out of, I don't know, you might have to get comfortable with the idea of what I'm going to say. But I've been like using a lot of like crystals to to do this process. And then alongside that, I use since we're talking about celestial bodies, I actually use the sun's energy like in the process of that. And so that's what I want to do. I want to be able to form. I think if I want to plant any seed is to form more meditations based around that. Because for right now, it's just I just been playing with the sun and like herkimer and selenite and obsidian, So yeah, I just want to like put some put some seeds in there to form some new meditations. Hopefully everybody can get into something like that, using meditation to manifest while using the moon's energy. That's a good idea.
Yeah, I love that. Are you looking to also build some consistency with it?
Oh, definitely. Listen, do you okay? That is so. It's so good you said that. I
Oh, how did
started
I
this.
know to bring that up? I don't know. I have no idea.
We on a wavelength. You know that we got the energy flowing. But so I started this regiment like 2 weeks ago, and
Mhm.
I only get until about the second day. Then I skip a day, and then I'll do it all over again. But I told myself I was going to do it 7 days in a row
Hmm.
because I'm a tarot reader. You already know that, but for everybody in the audience that don't know that, I do tarot reading on here alongside philosophy. So I have a tarot deck, and it's called the Hoodoo Tarot deck, and in it is it's this woman named Miss Ida, and when she was 7 years old, she did this regimen for 7 days, and she prayed and fasted for 7 days, and it sharpened her intuition like it was crazy. By the time she was 10, she was well known for doing readings. So I was like, yo, that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna base it around that. And I have not been able to finish my regiment. So it's so good you say that.
Yeah, consistency is one of those seeds that I feel like I think about every single new moon, because life happens and life gets in the way and we get distracted. We are in the era of abundance. We have so many distractions at our disposal to our
Mm,
detriment, right? To a
mm,
fault. And so
mhm.
taking advantage of them is one thing, but being distracted by them is another. This is why I brought up the whole thing about consuming content,
Yeah.
because how is that being detrimental to your productivity to just consume content? you're either a content creator or a content consumer, so let's be honest, right? And
Right.
so consistency is one of those things that I love to bring up for the new moon. So I wrote it down. We are planting seeds for Charlie about meditations for manifestations, but in the energy of being consistent about it, because I feel like you already have the manifestation meditation set. Now you just need to really stick to it for 7 days.
Right. Thank you. Look, that was so good. I'm glad I asked you that. I'm glad
Of
we came.
course.
Look, I'm glad we talked about it. Because that's been my whole downfall, just being consistent with it. So thanks a lot.
Yeah, of course. And, with the energy of not being consistent comes that, what is wrong with me? Or why can't I get this? Or just offer yourself grace, right? That's that little leg of the title of this show is Moon Magic and Mindfulness with Grace. And with that grace comes that self compassion and kindness. It's like, it's okay. Tomorrow is a new day. Tomorrow is day one. And, maybe you only did it for 2 days because at the time that you're doing it just doesn't resonate with your soul. So, how about you try it at a different time?
Oh, snap. I didn't even think about that. Yo, that
Oh,
was good. You
Charlie,
done put a
I'll be
twist
here
on me.
all day.
Okay,
Yeah, yeah,
good. All right.
absolutely.
I'm gonna let somebody else take over the mic, but thank you. I'm gonna think about
Of
that. I'm really
course.
gonna meditate on that. You put some gems on my head.
I love it. Thank you so much for coming up. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I'm so glad to help you.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Okay, Adam. Adam can now come on the stage. I'm so grateful that you're able to come on the stage now. Everybody in the audience, if you want to participate in this show, but you don't have full access, please let me know on a text and I will get with you so that you can have access to join this conversation. Hello, Adam. Happy Moon Day.
Happy Moon Day. What's going on? Yeah, welcome. I'm so glad to be welcome to the show. It's just exciting being on a new platform other than through Twitter.
Yes, that's right. And if you ever want to come on video, you're welcome to just let me know and I invite you really quick to video, because that's the perk of this platform is that we can actually hang out, on camera and you can really be a part of the show.
Let's try it out. How do you do that? Can we do that right now?
Ooh, yes. So I just click on a button right here and I invite you to video and now you accept it.
Okay, let's see. Press accept. I do not. I have to accept access to my camera on my app. So actually, we'll just wait till another time. I'm not sure if I have to exit
There
from
you
that.
are. Oh, look at that
See,
beautiful head of hair.
I'll
Everybody,
bring
give
my
a
hair down.
hand to
My
Adam.
hair down for the show. All right, let's go.
Welcome. I'm
Okay,
so
yeah,
glad
no,
that you're here.
I just love your topic for tonight because you tuned in and a lot of things what you said, they just like hit me square of what's happening right now in my life. And it's just perfect. It's like I came here and a lot of times like the world just hands you what's going on and it's a reflection of everything you mentioned was just a reflection of what's happening in my life. And so it's so cool. I
Mm,
took some notes. You talked about like breaking things down in little bite-sized pieces. I was like, yeah, little digestible bites, check in with yourself weekly or all the time. So it's like just important just to make sure you're right on track to where you're going. And I love what you said about setting your goals and then not feeling shame if you don't accomplish them in 90 days, because that's something that I've experienced. And so having that compassion and understanding like, what do I need? What are my needs and how do I feel, healthy. And so I think it's just really important just
yeah.
to check yourself often. And so for me, one little tip I did for like my New Year's resolutions or whatever was um, I had a calendar just right on my door when I exit my bedroom. And I just had a checklist and I would just mark it off. And just having a physical pen there and just writing it down just helped me keep that streak alive. Just every day when I exited that room, I saw that board right there. And just keeping that was just a daily reminder that, hey, I did some things. I have my checklist. Even if my day went shitty, it's just like, hey, I check it off and things are all right. So
Hmm.
yeah, that's one little tip I did.
Yeah, I love that because what you're bringing up resonates with the fact that not everything works the same for everybody.
Hmm.
And so I'm thinking, for example, about sticky notes or the energy of do whatever it is that you need to do that works for you. And sticky notes is one of them because I feel like we're not necessarily given permission to put sticky notes everywhere if we need to. But at the same time, it's like, do you need sticky notes everywhere? Then you're an adult. You can do whatever you want. Put the sticky notes everywhere, whatever works, right? Same thing with Charlie, for example. We're told to meditate in the morning or to meditate before bed. But what if for Charlie it works to meditate right at noon because he's meditating with the sun to begin with? So maybe when the sun is at its peak would be the perfect time for him to meditate into what he's trying to bring forth and to create. So it's like, yeah, we limit ourselves thinking that what is working for someone else has to work for us. And that's not necessarily the case. None of us are cookie cutter. That's a fallacy.
I love it. Well, thank you. I'm kind of like being pulled in a few different directions, so I'm going to tune in just by listening. But
Yeah,
thank you for having me on your show, and
of
it's
course.
good to be on here. So awesome, awesome.
Yes. Thank you so much. Yes. Now you can click on those the bottom corner lines and then you leave the stage. There you go. Thank
Okay.
you so much. Awesome. Thank you. Now let's go to Shannon and then Curtis. Welcome, Shannon. How are you doing? I'm so glad that you're able to
Hello.
come.
Hi, yeah. I'm happy to be here. Can you hear me?
Yeah. Yes, I can
Okay.
hear you. Mhm.
All right. I'm using these new earphones, so I don't know if they'll.
I see baby boy is awake and alive.
Oh, yeah, he's here.
Oh, I love it. Yeah.
Teacher.
So, what would you like to share? Oh, and also, Adam, you might want to text. Never mind. I'll write it down. Go ahead, Shannon.
What were we sharing? Like seeds or?
Yeah, we're sharing what you're trying to create, what you would like for me to put down on the journal, seeds of intention, all that jazz.
um,
All of that.
yeah, so I think in general, clarity is just something I really need. I have a lot of ideas that I'm working on that I don't know. I know I need to focus on one thing, or
Mm-hmm.
I need to like break it down into bite-sized pieces. Like I have all these ideas, but yeah, I'm in general. I just need clarity.
Mm. Yeah, so I feel like one of those coaching questions that comes to mind because everyone, I'm an ICF certified coach. So if you didn't know, all of the questions I bring up in the journaling sessions, they're all essentially coaching questions, right? And I feel like the question that comes to mind would be, out of all of those ideas, what would be the one that would excite you to work on the most right now? Just one.
Well,
You
I've
don't
been
have to
working on a
answer,
coffee.
but you can think
Oh,
about it.
okay.
But yeah, tell us.
Yeah. Oh, I have been working on a coffee table book.
Ooh,
Well, for those who don't know, I do moon photography, and
that's right.
I do also do quotes and things like that. So I've been working on that, but I've been distracted by other things, so it's been hard for me to get it done. So that's one of my goals.
Yeah. So that sounds
I'm
that sounds like a
sorry.
great goal. Oh no, don't worry about it. So I feel like the question to bring it down to a bite-sized project would be, how many pictures do you want to include in that coffee table book?
Yeah.
And then do you want to include special moons or just the moon in general? Is there going to be a theme to your book? So you see how we went from creating a coffee table book to now narrowing it down to how many pictures do I need to search through and narrow it down to? And then we narrowed it down even further. Am I going to focus on special moons, like the warm moon or the Spurgeon moon, right? Like all of those thematic moons, or am I just going to focus on the moon in general? So those
Right.
are the questions to ask yourself. But I put here that we want to plant the seed of intention for you to get clarity for your coffee table book.
All right. Thank you.
Of course, you're very welcome. Absolutely. And what is the thing that you're looking forward to the most this week?
Um, nothing. Just Christmas.
aside from Christmas, right? Yeah, exactly. Right, exactly.
Yeah.
I know there's a
Yeah.
lot going on. So thank you for being here, Shannon. Everybody, Shannon is shy underscore shutter on Instagram, and she will be my guest for an interview next year on season 2 of Moon Magic and Mindfulness with Grace. So yes, tune in for that. Thank you so much for being here, Shannon.
All right. Thank you.
Of course, you're very
All right.
welcome. Let's go ahead and say hello to Curtis. Hello, Curtis. How are you doing, my friend? Good evening. Thank you for waiting so patiently.
It's okay. I have my phone in the charger, so we were good.
Good.
If you want to bring me up on video, you can.
Yes, let's do it. All right.
Because we have that beautiful feature, right? So why not use it?
That's right. I think I did it.
Yep.
There you are. Good evening, my friend. How are you doing?
Wonderful, because you got Taryn's wonderful piece today. I received one, and I believe there's one going out to, I think, Amy as well. But yeah, it was great getting that. So I want to circle back to Charlie. So you could do like a little inner circle thing with me and Charlie, just with what he said.
Okay.
I think that would be cool for the drawing portion. As far as for me, last year January 1st, and as much as we don't like to set goals or like do whatever, I was like, no, January 1st, I want to go in and do journaling, and I want to do like do pictures and do art therapy and all that stuff. And I started doing that, and I think I left it go in May. And then with the meditations and everything else, and then going over to the wisdom community and meeting yourself and everybody else, it got me back into that groove again. So I want to work on journaling for next year. As far
Yes.
as what I want to work on this week, it's a lazy week. Get through the cold.
Kind of is, isn't it? Yeah,
It
you're
is.
right.
I don't have anything to worry about. Like everything's already taken care of. Like, I actually my mother and we got the decorations set up for 2 Christmas trees, one outside and one inside. Got the ornaments set up, and it was a cool moment. So it was nice.
Beautiful. More moments of mindfulness with your mother. What a beautiful intention. Right?
Absolutely.
Yes.
I'm
And you were
still
cooking for her as well. I heard that yesterday.
yeah. Now tonight I was a bad boy. Are you organic or are you vegetarian?
No, I'm gluten free, but not by choice. I'm gluten
Okay,
free because
I live
my
outside
body can't
Philly.
handle it.
Well, I live outside Philly, so I had to make I make outrageous cheesesteaks. And,
Oh,
I
I
had
bet.
I made one for myself today. And I was like, oh,
Nice.
yeah, it tasted so good. But I do everything in portions. Like Noble Ron saw like the sub I made the other day. I was like, oh yeah, this is gonna take me 3 days to eat for sure.
Well,
I
I'm
eat it all
glad.
now today. It was like, yeah, I ate 3/4 of the sub today. I was like, I'm gonna pay for it tomorrow, but it was all good. I just something it comes in. You have to do it in moderation. You can't. I just my body can't handle doing it all at once. But it was so nice. I haven't had a cheesesteak. Oh geez. Oh my. What is it? December.
It is December.
I want
December,
to.
almost 2023 already. T
I,
minus 14 days for us to launch our book together. I'm so excited.
I'm
That's
gonna say
right.
May. May of last year was the last time I probably had a cheesesteak.
Hmm.
So now you know how special it was. It was like so
Right.
delicious. But and then that
Yes.
crazy. But yep. So I would put a big circle with me and Charlie because of what he said, and I like totally. I'm a procrastinator. I'll get everything done at the end. But losing focus and not and then gaining that sense of purpose to bring it back again. So
Hmm.
that's why I was saying the circles. So
Yeah, so we are focusing on the energy of the sun, which really, what a great thing to bring up right near the winter solstice, where we get to really ponder the darkest portion of the year, right? Because it's winter, and how we need to maximize our energy, our time outside. I mean, do you all struggle with the fact that sunset is around 5:15? Because that to me is so bizarre for us to say, yeah, for it to be pitch black at like 6 p.m. That's kind of hard to maneuver. Like, it's barely dinner time and it feels like it's 10 p.m. So, thank you, Charlie, for bringing up the energy of the sun. We always need to remember that. And of course, it is the new moon, so total darkness, right?
oh yeah, and by the way, I thought about you. It was 2 nights ago. There was this crescent low part of the moon coming through the clouds, and I'm like, I tried taking a picture. I'm like, why can't I take a photo on this wonderful iPhone that I
Right.
have that resembles exactly what I'm witnessing right
Right.
now? And I didn't care if you got it and you were mad at me the next day. It was such a beautiful moment, just looking out my bedroom window. Which
No,
was
the
so
moon
great.
the moon is speaky like that. The moon likes for us to go outside to look at it live. There's no picture that can do it justice. Although if you follow Shannon and follow her work, you're going to love her pictures. So I'll share her work on my Instagram after we're done here so that you can all follow her.
Awesome. Yeah, you know what used to scare me with the
What?
moon? I always thought it was because that was back in back in the '80s. I always thought it was an airplane, like because there was all these airplane crashes. Every time I saw like the bright light come up, and I just always thought it was like an airplane coming. Like I'd wake up in the middle of the night going, "Oh my god, an airplane's going to come in and crash into the
Yes.
house." 'Cause we live by the airport. So there's your funny story. But
Yes.
thanks for having me up.
Of
Appreciate it.
course. Thank you. I'm excited that you're here. Thank you so much. And to that, I'm going to go ahead and continue. Okay, Curtis?
Yep. No. Yeah. Absolutely. I forget how to
I
get out
got
of
it.
here.
I got you. I got you,
Thanks.
babe. Yes. So I just want to, before we go into our meditation, which, as you know, we do a guided meditation at the end, and I would like to also acknowledge Cece. I hope I said that right. Cece, welcome to Moon Magic and Mindfulness with Grace. We meet every single Monday on Moon Day to discuss the week, to strategize, to be in community, and to just get to be more productive in a graceful, self compassionate way. That's pretty much the rundown of what we do here every week. But today we're also talking about the new moon that's happening on Friday. And so I wanted to bring up this idea I had today to print out one of the pages of the book. So next year, you don't have to think so much about the consistency of journaling because in Moon Magic and Mindfulness with Grace 2023 agenda/journal, available now on Amazon. You can check the link in the fortune cookie or in the description below to purchase it. You get the chance to journal every week. So every moon day, you're going to have a page for you to journal, along with some affirmations that you can repeat for that week. It's not just for moon day. I bring them up only on moon days so that you can then ponder them throughout the week. But every new moon and full moon, you get on one side of the book 3 journal promptings that you get to journal over here on this side of the page, which is what I just did. So we talked about just an overview of what we are planting, the intentions that we're trying to create, and then you get to paint over it. And the reason why we've been doing that, look at that beautiful moon. This is from the pink moss moon back in February of this year. And this is from, I think, last full moon when, in the meditation, we went to the beach to fly a kite in the moonlight, and it was so beautiful. And so what I journaled for all of us, it's under here, and what I journaled for all of us, it's under there. And let me tell you, for those of you that have been following this journey since August, you know very well that some of the things I have journaled and some of the intentions that I have planted during the new moon have actually come to fruition. Like that amazing interview I had with Rami Astro, having Shannon join us for another interview is something that I've really been looking forward to and really been, intentionally trying to manifest. So I'm very excited. And so here is an example of what you get to create in the book during those full moon and new moons, journaling and paintings. You're going to journal in a circle, and then you get to paint over it. And so I painted Charlie's sun over here because Charlie brought that up, and I think it's a great idea to ponder the sun and all of that during the new moon. Absolutely. I journaled Shannon's book that we are trying to bring to life next year. So now notice how I say we, because now I'm invested. Now I want Shannon to create her book, obviously. And so this is very important and part of why I love doing this in community, because I could be doing all of this by myself, obviously, but it's not as fun as to share in all of the goals that we have collectively and join our energy. The same way that you text each other for healing, oh, so and so is in the hospital and we need prayers for healing for them. That's called empath healing, and it's very common in, some faiths and traditions. Well, you get to unite your energy as well for the positive things. Absolutely. And so we are manifesting Shannon's coffee table book. There you go. I said it right. And of course, I added a little heart because my heart goes out to all of you when you join me here on Moon Magic and Mindfulness. And so every single month, your book is going to look like this, hopefully. I know that I didn't write in the notes of the book that you need to also buy paint along with the book, but I'm letting you know now so that you have between now and January's full moon, which is literally in 2 weeks, to get paint. Now, I like to focus on black paint so that nobody can see what I journal. Wink, wink there. And silver paint because it's the moon, so why not silver? Sometimes I add color, like here I added the blue for the waves, and here I added the pink because it was the pink moss moon. You get the gist of it. But mostly I just like to use black ink and black paint and silver paint. Also, if you don't want to play with paint, it works just fine to have a black Sharpie to cover what you journaled and to have a silver Sharpie just to create something new. You may write some words of affirmations. You may write some words of inspiration or encouragement. If you don't necessarily want to paint, and make an image, you can just write something beautiful like that timeless Howard Falco quote that says, "As you believe it, so it shall be." So there you go, everybody. This is today's creation on the new moon, and this is what it's going to look like on your journal. Yay, I'm so excited. Okay, so that's going to be, woohoo! Yeah, that's going to be next year, just 2 weeks away. See, for example, this is August 30th. There's a full moon next year. And on the left, you get 3 journal promptings with 1 epic affirmation. All of this is related to the full moon of that day. So if the full moon is in Capricorn, the questions will be about that, and the affirmation will be everything is correlated together. And then you get to paint and journal on the other side. And then, of course, you leave it open throughout the night so that it dries. And then the next day you go back to your agenda, because another epic thing about this agenda is that you get to time block. From Tuesday to Sunday, you get to really plan out your days, and that way we can all be productive or do the best that we can. That's really all we can do. And with that said, which was a lot, but I'm so grateful to be able to share with you all. Let's go ahead and get comfortable for our mindfulness meditation. So feet on the ground. If you are sitting down, if you are able to lay down, then lay down. That would be best, because I'm going to guide you with some breathwork exercises that are really meant to tap into your vagus nerve. And your vagus nerve is right in between your diaphragm and your spine. So when you really inflate your diaphragm with a deep belly breath, and then you release that air on your exhale, you really tap into that vagus nerve. And the purpose of your vagus nerve is simply to bring you down to stability, relax your body. It really just settles down your parasympathetic system that is there to take care of you when you are on fight or flight mode, which, as you know, our brain is there to protect us. So the stress response, sometimes it's not meant to sabotage you, but really meant to protect you. But sometimes it's just not necessary because there's no tiger in the distance, right? There's no monster in the room. So how do you purposefully bring your body back to stillness? Well, one way is to breathe with intention. And this is one of the things that I teach you all to do here. My goal is for you all to remember to do this during the day when you feel that stress coming in, or when you feel a panic attack coming, or for those of us that are toddler moms, when your toddler is like in your face and you want to like, and you kind of forget what gentle parenting is, then you breathe and tap into that vagus nerve and really just relax so that you can then open your eyes and look at the world the way it is and not the way your brain is telling you. All of this you simply do with your breath. So take a moment to relax. If you can lay down, lay down. And if not, both feet in the ground and just breathe. Just breathe. Music for this meditation is brought to you by Brain FM. You can get a free trial on the link in the description or the link in the fortune cookie. And bring your awareness to your normal breathing, nice and slow. Nice and slow, nowhere to go, nothing to do. Just be here now. Now follow my lead with me. Take a deep, nice and slow breath in through your nose. Deep, deep, deep. Fill those lungs all the way till you have no room for air. Hold it at the top. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let it go slow, nice and slow through your mouth. All the way. Slow, slow, slow. We're not in a hurry. All the way. Hold it again. 1, 2, 3, 4. And breathe in again. All the way. Deep breath in all the way. Hold it at the top. 1, 2, 3, 4. And let it go. Through your mouth. Nice and slow. If you feel like you need to gasp after that, it's okay. Just go ahead and take your gasp and then focus on breathing normally. And with your eyes closed and in this beautiful moment together, I want you to imagine that we are all sitting together in the woods under a starry sky, no moon in sight. All of us sitting on the ground around a fire. Notice how it crackles. Notice how it moves. Notice the shift in the wind as you feel the cold and the heat from the fire. Everything is stillness around us. and you focus your attention on this bright, beautiful, live fire. And as you breathe nice and slow and take this moment to acknowledge it, I want you to ponder the light within it and how every single log seems to be lit from within. Each log is dark outside of it and bright red deep within. And this flame, this light within, is your potential, your gift, your intentional energy to bring to life everything you want to create. And as the flame moves and shifts, ponder all the moves that need to take place for one goal to come to life. Just think about what comes to mind. Every crackle, every spark, a new idea or a new obstacle. A new endeavor, a new hope, and with each movement, there's just endless possibilities of creation. With me, take a deep breath in through your nose, nice and slow. Breathe, breathe, breathe all the way. Hold it at the top. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let it go through your mouth, nice and slow, all the way. All the way. Hold it again. 1, 2, 3, 4. And breathe in again through your nose, all the way. Hold it at the top. 1, 2, 3, 4. And let it go. And as you let it go, sitting in this circle, bring your awareness to your hand. Place your hand on your heart and remember, I am so loved. I am guided and protected. I am hopeful for all of the things I want to create and excited to see them come to life. I am grateful for this moment in time. With me, take one last breath in through your nose all the way. Nice and slow. Hold it at the top. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let it go. Nice and slow all the way. Hold it again. 1, 2, 3, 4. And breathe in again. One last deep breath in. Hold it again. 1, 2, 3, 4. And let it go. And as you let it go, bring your awareness to your feet. Wiggle your toes. Move your hands. Open your eyes and come back to me. Yeah, yeah. Oh, welcome, Hakeem. Good evening. So happy that you're here. That concludes our episode. Thank you, everybody. Thank you, Taryn. I would love to acknowledge, I completely forgot to do this in the beginning, so let me just take a moment to do that. I want to acknowledge all of you watching on YouTube. Thank you for tuning in. And if you're listening to the replay on Spotify, I'm so grateful that you tune in every week. And remember that you can always join us on Fireside here on the stage. Be a part of the conversation, be a part of the journaling, and take advantage of moon magic and mindfulness with Grace, because this is really all for you all. So I'm so excited, so grateful. Thank you, everybody, for coming. I appreciate you all for being on the stage, and I can't wait to see you after Christmas and then on our New Year Season 2 book launch episode, just T minus 14 days. What? I'm so excited. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I love you all, and I will see you then. Bye, everybody. Have a good night.